Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Michels making it clear today he wants to change the DNR, what he says he'll do to the department should he win the election.
Also, Darrell Brooks kicked out of the courtroom yet again as the prosecution looks to wrap up its case.
And later, a man accused in 2 separate sexual assault cases near the UW campus appears in court. Welcome to News 3 Now.
The DNR has a lot of problems. It's probably close to being broken. I'm going to fix that.
We heard a brief mention of it during the debate last Friday. Gubernatorial candidate Tim Michels wants to make big changes to the Department of Natural Resources.
But today we now know what those changes would look like, as political reporter Will Keneally explains. Will?
That's right. So we heard from Michels today at an event hosted by the Milwaukee Rotary Club, and more on his plans for what he wants to do to the DNR. Right now, the agency has a pretty broad area that it covers, things like environmental regulation, but also managing the state park system and hunting in Wisconsin. Michels said today that he wants to break the department into 2 separate entities, one that works with businesses on regulation and another to work with hunters.
The people at the DNR need to be recalibrated as to what I said earlier about who their customers are. Their customers are businesses, people that pay taxes, people that want to expand their business, and the customers are hunters. Go talk to some.
This is actually not the first time that the idea has been floated. Back in 2016, then State Rep Adam Jarko proposed making a similar split. Under the Jarko plan, the state parks and forests would be managed by other state agencies, like the Department of Tourism. Michels says that this is part of a larger plan to recalibrate all of the state agencies.
All right, Will, thank you. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Still a little chilly in the backyard, but the good news is we've got a warm-up on the way over the next couple of days. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. You can see most of Wisconsin had bright sunshine today, but the far eastern parts of the state were mostly cloudy as some clouds spilled over from Michigan, where there has been some rain and snow all day long. But Wisconsin pretty much has been precipitation free. Low temperatures this morning, pretty chilly. Madison dropped to 31. You can tell where the clouds were because where the skies cleared out over western Wisconsin, temperatures were mainly in the 20s. The cloud cover kept temperatures up from Madison eastward. And we're still seeing some wind gusts up around 25 to 30 miles per hour, just adding a chill to the air. So wind chills right now are in the 30s to around 40 degrees as actual air temperatures drop into the middle 40s. So right now, Madison 44 degrees, but temperatures are in the mid 40s through much of Dane County, including 45 in Sauk City and 45 in Sun Prairie. The temperatures will gradually drop off into the middle 30s by late evening as skies clear out. The winds will die down a little bit, and that warm-up is on the way for the weekend. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
A 17-year-old girl is recovering at American Family Children's Hospital after a 17-year-old boy from Fall River allegedly tried to kill her. After initially lying to police about what happened last Saturday night, Dylan Lenz is now charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, and we warn you these details are disturbing. Lenz told police he met the 17-year-old girl through an app, picked her up at her apartment, and took her to Walmart in Beaver Dam where they went shopping. They then drove to the nearby Goodwill parking lot. Now, according to the complaint, that's when he began choking her and stabbing her with a box cutter multiple times in her right shoulder. When police asked why he stabbed her, he reportedly said, quote, "I was having these really bad thoughts," end quote. Lenz then let her out of the car and hit her with his car. He reversed and hit her again before leaving the scene. When asked why he ran over her, he replied, quote, "I was trying to kill her," end quote. The victim has critical life-threatening injuries and is being treated at American Family Children's Hospital. Lenz's cash bond is set at $150,000. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for November 17th.
Darrell Brooks getting tossed from the courtroom once again after getting into a heated argument with Judge Jennifer Doro. Brooks accused her of judicial misconduct, tipping the scales against him.
I'm not finna sit here and let you fix the trial because you don't want to tell the truth to the jury.
Mr. Brooks, please stop.
No, there ain't no please.
You are
nothing.
being disruptive. You are being disrespectful.
You're always going to find some reason to say somebody's being disruptive because they want the truth to be out there. Man, quit it. You're supposed to be the judge.
Mr. Brooks,
Today, the judge ruled that the jury would be able to see the red SUV used in the parade attack. District Attorney Sue Opper said that because Brooks has been charged with a dangerous weapon crime, and she would like the jury to see the weapon, in this case, that red SUV. A 5-year-old girl shot at a Green Bay home has died. Officers responded to a weapons call yesterday. The child was taken to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead. Police say they are now looking to speak with a 35-year-old Jordan Levy Carter of Green Bay. As a person of interest in the case, he's believed to be driving a dark green Mercury Milan car, license plate number AHT 7886.
A 19-year-old man charged in 2 separate sexual assault cases near the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus this year pleaded not guilty to charges in both of these cases. Safwan Takar of Madison faces 4 felony charges from an October 2nd incident. According to police, Takar removed a window screen from a window of an apartment building, went inside, and sexually assaulted a woman. He's also charged with second-degree sexual assault involving the use of force and felony bail jumping stemming from a separate sexual assault in an alley on Langdon Street on June 3rd. A judge ordered both cases be bound over for trial and that bail conditions be continued. And coming up later on News 3 Now at 10, 3 campus area sexual assaults in 3 weeks. What Madison police say they're doing to address the violence.
The Madison man arrested and charged for allegedly trafficking and sexually assaulting children. According to police, Zachariah Singleton Sr. was the subject of an ongoing investigation. They did not give further details as to the events leading to his arrest. And during an initial appearance, Singletary's cash bond was set at $10,000. The court entered not guilty pleas as to any misdemeanor counts. As a condition of his bond, Singletary cannot have any contact with the victims named in the criminal complaint.
Police say they arrested a man Monday after he stole Apple products and tried hiding them in a pizza box. Officers were called to a business in the 400 block of West Gilman Street. Staff there say the man took multiple products, including a MacBook computer and an iPhone. Using Apple's Find My feature, they found the suspect in the 600 block of East Washington Avenue. The suspect faces theft charges as well as misdemeanor and felony bail jumping charges.
Wisconsin DNR unveiling a new interactive data tool to track PFAS chemicals. PFAS are a group of human-made chemicals used for decades in numerous products, including non-stick cookware, fast food wrappers, and firefighting foam. The PFAS Interactive Data Viewer is a mapping tool that incorporates data sets from several DNR programs to show locations throughout Wisconsin that have been impacted by PFAS.
It's a more accessible way to get this information than the folks who've previously gone in and are very familiar with our specific databases. This links back to those databases for those looking for more detailed information, but really the intent of this was to be as user-friendly as possible and as accessible as possible to kick this off and get people access to this information.
Development of the data viewer was recommended by the Wisconsin PFAS Action Council. You can check it out at the DNR website, which is dnr.wisconsin.gov.
New data shows the baby formula shortage is improving, but still poses challenges for many families. According to a market research firm, just 18% of powdered formula was out of stock the first week of October, compared to about 30% in July. Meanwhile, a U.S. Census Bureau survey says nearly a third of households with a baby younger than 1 said they had trouble finding formula over the course of 1 week in September. More than 40% said they had only a week's supply or less on hand.
Homecoming week. True Badger fans had the opportunity to show that they really bleed red for a good cause today. The Red Cross and UW-Madison holding a homecoming blood drive today through Thursday. It's at the Nick off Dayton Street. All participating donors will receive a Red Cross t-shirt while supplies last and a $5 e-gift card. Over the 3 days, the blood drive is expected to collect some 450 life-saving donations.
So students account for about 20% of the blood supply at any given time. So we're here on UW campus to get as many donors as we can to come out all 3 days.
The event is 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow and Thursday. Donors are strongly encouraged to schedule an appointment, but walk-ins are also welcome as space permits.
Coming up, Girl Scouts of America receiving the largest ever donation from a single donor.
And later.
You've got me speechless again. No, I don't consider myself a genius.
Our Andrew Banstra sits down with a UW professor awarded with the Genius Grant. Stay with us.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. We have some breaking news just into the newsroom. Just over a week after former Wisconsin Parole Commissioner Chairman John Tate II was picked to be Madison's first ever independent police monitor, he's now no longer taking the job. Tate's hire and subsequent withdrawal is the latest hurdle in the process to fill the role, which the Common Council created in September of 2020. Tate previously served as the leader of the Wisconsin Parole Commission, but stepped down in the wake of a controversial decision earlier this year to grant parole to a man convicted of killing his wife in the late 1990s.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County raising some funds today and getting a big match. There was a big turnout for Habitat's Home at Last breakfast this morning. More than 200 people pre-registered. News 3 Now this morning, anchor Chris Stanford was the MC there. The estate of George Fate matched all donations up to $100,000. It's critical funding to help expand Habitat's mission.
So we're really excited. Our plans this year called to help more families than ever, and that's both through home building, home repair, and also financial capability training.
Habitat has built more than 300 homes in Dane County, providing families with low-cost housing. The Goodman Community Center set a new record yesterday for first-day registrations for its Thanksgiving basket drive. Organizers say 2,911 families and individuals signed up for the drive. About 2,400 families and individuals signed up to receive a basket on the first day of registration last year. The center wants to make sure 4,000 Dane County families have a Thanksgiving dinner this year. After one day of registration, they're over halfway to reaching their goal. Registration is set to run through October 28th, but may end early if the center reaches full capacity.
The Girl Scouts of America has received its largest donation ever from a single individual. Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, gifted the organization $84.5 million. Scott and the national chapter will choose 29 local councils to receive the funds. The money will be used in part as membership grants in communities that have, quote, been under-engaged, and to develop programs to help prepare girls for leadership. The Girl Scouts of America is the largest leadership organization for girls in the world with 2.5 million members. Still ahead, heating technicians with some advice on how to avoid problems with your furnace.
Plus, a local UW historian receiving one of the highest honors in education. How the Genius Grant will help with her work.
And cold temps tonight, but then things will start warming up. Gary's got your complete forecast after the break.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
They tell me you want in. Are you sure that's what you want? To be a part of this family? Because when you're in it, it's for life. There's no turning back. Do you understand?
It's Steinhafel's Employee Family Price Sale, our biggest discount of the year. You pay what we pay. Save 40% store-wide and take advantage of Steinhafel's special financing. During our Employee Family Price Sale, you're always family.
It's my grandma's chicken palm. I hope it's enough for the family. A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
At Ortho Team Clinic, we're able to provide comprehensive shoulder care to really address all the different shoulder problems that a patient may have. Listening is at the center of how we're able to treat these patients effectively.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Monica Kim, a UW professor, was named one of 25 2022 MacArthur Fellows, also known as the Genius Grant.
It's known as one of the most coveted awards in academia and includes an $800,000 no-strings-attached grant. Our Andrew Banstra has the story.
Recipients of one of the most coveted awards in academia don't even know they're nominated. They receive a random phone call learning that they've won the Genius Grant.
I was so shocked.
Kim's career has been dedicated to understanding American warfare, specifically the Korean War, from a bottom-up level.
I understood that my parents had emigrated to the United States really because of this whole history of a war on the Korean Peninsula. And yet, growing up back in the 80s in the United States, Korean War was completely absent from any of the textbooks.
Most of the history that she did learn in the United States was about generals and political elites, not about the people on the ground. So she went out to get firsthand accounts of what really happened.
When you go to ordinary people's experiences, basically, your assumptions about war just explode.
The $800,000 no-strings-attached Genius Grant is not a reward for past work. It's an investment in potential. Her global research has been strung together by people around the globe, and the grants allow her to streamline all of that into a lab.
So I feel like this kind of money gives me the opportunity to really bring together actually those worlds, right? Scholars, activists, journalists, so we can all talk and have a really sustained conversation about a different way of thinking about global geopolitics.
The money will also fund her next book, centered around militarization, agriculture, and sanctions. And whatever else her future holds, she's forever enshrined in a class of geniuses, even if she deflects the credit to those who got her here.
It's hard to accept this idea of genius because it feels very individual, you know. But yeah, but then I look around at my fellow fellows, and I definitely think that they are geniuses.
Congratulations. Of the 25 2022 MacArthur Fellows, 3 more recipients had UW ties, including 2 former students and 1 past professor.
With the recent chilly temperatures, many of you may have been firing up the furnace for the first time in a while, but that can reveal some problems. Heating technicians say they've been taking plenty of service calls. One of the biggest ones they're seeing is dirty filters. Technicians suggest replacing a filter every 2 or 3 months, and those filters come at a relatively inexpensive cost.
One filter should be around $10 to $15. Generally, you don't want to go with the cheapest option on the shelf, but you don't have to go with the most expensive either.
It's a small price to pay compared to a new furnace, which starts around $4,000. Technicians also advise turning on the furnace and checking how it runs before heating season begins. That way you get ahead of any problems. Gary, I know a lot of folks, they always try to hold on before they fire up the furnace, but it's been chilly this week.
Yeah, it's been a losing battle, but I'll tell you, the one thing about this time of year are the fall colors. And there are pictures of fall colors, and then there are pictures of fall colors. This one is of Rich Berkhamer's driveway. He's between Verona and Mount Horeb. Rich pulls in a league with me on Monday mornings, and he was telling me about his driveway, and he's wanted me to come over and take a picture. Well, his daughter, Brittany Polantier, took this picture, and if you recognize that name, bowlers, that is the top woman bowler in the Madison area. But this picture of his driveway, just absolutely stunning with the colors. He's got trees up and down the length of the driveway, and they're all just at peak color right now. So that's the good thing for right now. The bad thing is there's snow on the ground in the northern part of the Midwest, up to 6 to 9 inches from parts of northern Wisconsin through the central portion of upper Michigan, thanks to lake effect snow squalls have been coming in off of Lake Superior. And you can see on Doppler track, they're still getting some snow mixed at times with rain up there, and then also rain and snow on the other side of Lake Michigan. But this whole weather system has shifted eastward a little bit. So yesterday we were on the western fringes of it. Now just a few clouds on the far eastern portion of the state. The rest of the state right now pretty clear. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. With clear skies tonight, it'll be cold with low temperatures dropping in the upper 20s, and one more chilly day for tomorrow with highs in the mid 40s. Then we turn the corner, mid 50s on Thursday, and then upper 60s for Friday, near or above 70 degrees for both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday probably looking now like we'll have temperatures in the lower 70s. Then some showers and thunderstorms Sunday night and Monday, and then we're back to chilly weather for the end of next week with high temperatures dropping back in the 40s. We'll see some chances for rain showers, and at night, those showers could be mixed with a few flakes of snow. High temperatures over the next 10 days, well above normal tomorrow, well above normal for the weekend, and then well below normal at the end of next week. One extreme or another, it seems. But the northerly winds that are continuing around this large area of low pressure to our east are going to start shifting eastward. And farther out to the west, winds still out of the north, but they lighten up near high pressure across the Dakotas. Temperatures right now already in the 30s in northern Wisconsin, still middle 40s here in the southern part of the state. Wind chills make it feel like it's between about 25 and 35 degrees statewide. But again, just keep your fingers crossed that forecast holds for the weekend. 28 for the overnight low in Madison, 28 in Dalyville, 28 in Roxbury, planning your night with clear skies across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 35 in Milwaukee, but elsewhere mainly below freezing, 29 in La Crosse and 26 for the overnight low in Prairie du Chien. Tomorrow, partly sunny, still chilly, high temperature at 46, but then, like I say, we turn the corner. 54 Thursday, 67 on Friday, and then near 70 or above 70 on Sunday for the weekend with dry weather. Showers and thunderstorms Sunday night into Monday, and then temperatures cool off with some rain shower chances for the middle of next week.
And coming up in sports, Wisconsin women's hockey continues to dominate fresh off another conference sweep. We're going to hear from the team on how this hot start is reflective of their identity.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. November 3rd at Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center with Tyler Hubbard. And special guest Ingrid Andress. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go! Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Radio DJs team up to help families of young hospital patients right here in the 608. Tomorrow, Josh Breider shows how you can be part of their radiothon.
Plus, we're gearing up for a warmer weekend in the 608. Tomorrow, from 4:30 to 7.
Hockey flipped the switch after their first game of the season, and since that loss to Penn State, 7 straight wins, which include 4 shutouts and an overtime thriller in St. Cloud. So only a month into the season, and the Badgers are showing that they can get the job done in a variety of ways, while also getting help from every level. Seeing how they started the season to where they are now, that is impressing some of the upperclassmen.
We just were like, okay, we don't like that feeling, so let's just do everything we can to not let that happen again. So it's been cool to see how we've gone from the first game to this past game.
It really shows our team identity. We know that no game's going to be easy, and I think that we learned that from our first game against Penn State where we lost. I think adversity early is good, and that helps us in the long run.
Badgers are back home this week and begin a 2-game series with Bemidji State on Thursday night, a team they've won 5 straight against. Puck drops at Le Bon at 7. Another Tuesday, another round of Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee Show. Of course, he's getting grilled on what happened against the Jets and what needs to be done in order to get his team back on track. The MVP addressed it on Sunday after the Packers lost back-to-back regular season games for the first time in 4 years. It's about simplifying things so they can execute better, but there are still some question marks about what does he really mean by that? Well, here's how Rodgers sees it.
It doesn't mean, less motions or less checks, less scrum. It just means let's make sure that, these guys can handle what we're doing. It was really an alert for our players. Like, we need to lock in a little bit more and simplify things in our own mind. Again, it's not anything against the staff, because those guys put a lot of work into it. At some point, it's got to be the accountability's got to fall on the players to go out and execute.
Packers are on the road this weekend facing the Commanders. Carson Wentz is ruled out with a right finger injury, so backup Taylor Heineke will be under center. Don't forget to tune into this week's Badger Blueprint. Zach and Jim Polzine will talk about the state of Wisconsin football after this weekend's loss to Michigan State. Plus, they're going to preview Saturday's game with Purdue. That's tomorrow night during News 3 Now at 10.
All right. Jordan, thank you. Let's go to Gary, a final check of the forecast.
Pretty view from the Platteville Quibi Radio Skycam. Nice sunset in the west. Temperatures, though, on the chilly side already in the upper 30s in Viroqua, mid-40s across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Madison right now 44, but as chilly as 43 in Verona and 42 in Mount Horeb. So expect a chilly night today.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.